final guest today is one that I'm very excited to meet personally as a country music and Dolly fan. The star and co-author of Here You Come Again, Tricia Paoluccio, is here with us on the plaza. Tricia, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we're excited to have you.
Yeah, so Tricia, the show just premiered here in Delaware.
Yes.
And it was for the past 3 weeks. I just saw it on Saturday and it was phenomenal. You don't have to be a country music fan. You do most likely need to love Dolly, but who doesn't love Dolly, right? And how have audiences reacted so far to the show?
It's been just wonderful. They just really seem to love it and jump to their feet, and we're just thrilled to be able to premiere it here.
Excellent.
Yeah, absolutely. So were you always a fan of Dolly? Like, how did you get into this?
I remember so distinctly when I was 6 years old hearing Here You Come Again on the radio. And I remember knowing I needed to learn to sing that song. And this was before we had the internet and ways to look up lyrics of songs. And I remember I was at my dad's office and it came on the radio and I said, this song. And one of the engineers on a big TRS-80 computer typed out the lyrics for me. And I memorized it. And I think I was just pretty dumb as a 6-year-old. I didn't know you weren't supposed to copy. So I just copied the way Dolly sang it, every riff, the scratch in her voice. And so I have been singing this song since I was a little girl, and all of her music. I remember getting every record, and I cry when I talk about it because she has been a part of me for such a long time, and her music has meant the world to me.
You sound so passionate.
I am. I'm passionate about her.
And
yes,
that's amazing because, you know, it's important to actually, you know, love what you're doing. A lot of people don't, you know, always love what they're doing or talk so passionately about it. So it's great to really feel that emotion. I'm sitting like right across from you.
Yeah, I can feel it.
I'm feeling it.
Yes.
My children make fun of me because, you know, I start to talk about Dolly Parton, I start to cry, and they roll their eyes like, oh, here she goes.
Again, Mom. Here we go again, right? So how did the show get started? Let's start at the beginning. What was the development of it?
Well, I've always, as I said, loved singing Dolly's music, and I'm an actor who does plays and musicals, TV, film, kind of everything to make a living. And this was something that I could channel Dolly Parton or sing like her, and I would kind of pull it out to be funny, and people would say, wow, you sound just like her. And so I knew, I was like, I wish I could do something with this, because I would love to somehow make a story where I could play Dolly Parton. And so I had this idea literally for 20 years. And I always had a vision that it should be about an Uber fan and their fantasy friendship with Dolly Parton. We already know Dolly's life story. She has told that many times. There are books, movies, stories about that. And I thought, I would really rather create a story where we can see Dolly in action, basically. So this was just a very generic idea that I had for decades. And in the early days of the pandemic, my family, we left New York City before the schools even shut down to quarantine in a little log cabin that my parents had in California that no one was staying at. Got out there and the world shut down. And just like everybody else in America, we were kind of stunned and thinking, what are we gonna do? Because our industry completely shut down, as you know, actors, theaters, and so it was a scary time. And my husband, Gabriel Barry, is a wonderful director, and he got out of the blue in April of 2020 an email from a theater in Florida Studio Theater. They wrote Gabe and they said, listen, we got a PPP grant. Do you have a show that you want to write? And he threw out this idea of a show where I got to play Dolly Parton. And luckily, about a decade ago, on a whim, I don't know, Gabe was talking to this artistic director and they were mentioning Dolly Parton, and Gabe said, oh, Dolly, Tricia does a great Dolly. And like through the phone, I just sang a little bit of Dolly, and he remembered that. And he said, write that Dolly Parton show. And Gabe said, hey, we don't have permission from Dolly Parton, we don't have the rights to the music. How are you gonna help us secure that? And they said, no, you don't need any of that to write a show. You only need that to produce the show. We only have a PPP grant to write the show. So we said, let's do it. So we wrote a show with our friend Bruce Valanche, a wonderful comedy writer. And the three of us spent a month and a half writing it. We did a Zoom reading of it for the theater and a few invited guests. And one of those guests was our lawyer, Tom Disler, who said, I think this is a great little show. I think Dolly would love it. I know Dolly Parton's lawyer. Let me try to get this material to him.
Oh boy.
So we thought, oh yeah, this will never go anywhere because that seems like such a long shot. But he kept at it, and we sent Dolly Parton the Zoom reading, the script, and some MP3s of me singing her music. And 6 months later, we heard back from Dolly Parton's lawyer that she loved the show.
Oh my goodness.
She had one change, one tiny note. She approved of me to play her forever and all time, and gave us the worldwide grand rights to all of her music.
Oh, wow.
So it's a huge deal. And so it was because of Dolly seeing the material and approving it that we have this honor to get to create this show and premiere it here in Wilmington.
I love that. So could you talk like her?
Yeah.
Well, I sure could if you want me to. I mean, what would you like me to say? I'm happy to be in Wilmington, Delaware.
She's right here.
You know, you just got to add a little bit of slur, and you got a little bit of the crackle, and
Wow,
You
that's
definitely
amazing.
shocked me.
That's
you got to have
amazing.
that laugh and that little bit of scratch, and you know.
Oh wow!
Well,
I mean, if you were to put like a black curtain
There you
here,
go.
I wouldn't
We'd
know.
think
I
she's
would think
right
I'm really
here.
talking to Dolly Parton.
That's
for
one
real.
of the things that's really cute because when I dressed up for you all, but my normal look is I don't wear makeup in real life, and when I go out to see my friends after seeing the show, after the show, you know, I'm wearing my normal clothes. No one knows it's me at all. No one ever comes up to me, and. But when they do find out it's me, it's been really cute because everyone says, we thought you were lip syncing to the record because of the song. I appear when the character, as you know, the character puts on the record of Here You Come Again, and Dolly Parton comes to life through the
I love
poster.
it.
And everyone in the audience thinks I'm lip syncing, and then they find out that it's really me.
Oh,
so,
it's real life, y'all.
you know.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of singing.
I know, since I feel like we had a little teaser, we need a
Well,
little more
how about
here.
I sing a little bit of, I mean, I could sing so many songs, but I could do a little bit of Here You Come Again.
Yes,
let's do
we'd
it.
love to hear it.
Here you come again, just as I begun to get myself together. Let me skip to the end where there's the riff.
Okay.
All you gotta do is smile that smile, and there go all my defenses. Just leave it up to you, and a little while, you're messing up my mind and filling up my senses. Here you come again, looking at it, shaking me up so that all I really know is here you come again. And here I go, here I go.
Wow.
Gave me chills. Amazing.
Thank
Listen,
you,
I
Dolly. All I did
know.
was copy Dolly. We really thank Dolly.
I
She made it up.
mean,
All I do is literally
listen.
go, you know, this is how she does it.
I know Dolly watches Good Morning Wilmington faithfully. I know
Does
she does
she?
for
Okay,
sure. So
good.
Dolly, this needs to make it right to Broadway. I know
Yes.
you're watching.
Well, we don't have the rights for Broadway, but we do
We'll
for
get there.
off-Broadway.
Well, okay, perfect.
And so, yes, we're really hoping we are going to be performing the show. We're doing a shared regional tour, which is a very unique thing. I don't know if people really understand during the pandemic how difficult it's been for regional theaters.
Yes.
So many theaters had to lay off their staff. There was no way to keep people in our profession employed.
Right.
And so it's been really hard. And as you know, regional theaters rely upon subscribers. And so many subscribers just pulled their subscription because there was no show, right? Now we need them to come back. So what we've done is we've partnered with a bunch of regional theaters around the country. Everyone's pulled together financially to put this on. And as we go to each theater, we're going to improve it. We're going to make little nips and tucks, and you know, and we're going to keep honing it as we hear what audience think and feel. So next up for us is Casa Manana at Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, wow.
We'll be going to Pittsburgh CLO. Studio 10, which is in Franklin, Tennessee, 10 minutes from Dolly's house.
Look at that. Come on,
Okay.
Dolly.
I'm gonna look you right in the
All
eye,
right,
Dolly.
Dolly.
I've got to meet you, although I don't know what I'm gonna do if I meet
Yeah,
Dolly.
what would you do? She shows up to the show.
Well, I feel like I will be such a blubbering mess. Like it's gonna take a lot for me to keep it together. But
Would you rather know she's not there
oh,
until
for her, I
after?
cannot know she's there. She's got to sneak in.
Yes. Okay. So
And I know
Dolly,
she likes
you
to-
can't
Don't tell her,
And she
Dolly.
needs to be incognito somehow. She needs to wear a black veil. Like
Black
everything has to
veil?
be like we cannot know that she's in the
Right,
audience.
right.
No, I really no. You know what? It's funny because I think about that a lot. Sometimes I think like, what am I going to do? And I just have to say, you know what? Just do your show. Just do the show. Don't try to think. I just can't think about it. So.
Now, if So, it did end yesterday, the run here at DTC. But if folks want, have friends or family or they're traveling,
Yes.
You're going to other cities and states for a whole year, right?
Yes, we're going to be, following that, we're going to be at Goodspeed, which is a very well-known theater in Connecticut where a lot of shows happen before they come into New York. So we are going to be going around the country, and new theaters are being added. So if people want to follow along, we have an Instagram account, Here You Come Again Musical, and there's a link tree there. And as new theaters announce the tickets and they can follow along, because yes, tell your friends around the country to come see our show.
Well, I'm coming to see you again, so wherever you
Oh
are,
my
I'm
gosh,
going to show up again for
please.
sure.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Love that.
No, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for
Really
joining
appreciate
us
it.
today.
Oh, thank you. I really am so, it is the honor of my life to get to be in this show and to share this message really of hope. I think it's such a hopeful message, and it's just a total joy to perform it every night.
Absolutely.
You are so talented. You really are.
Thank you.
Very,
Yes,
very
Matt was
talented.
absolutely raving about it. He was so excited.
I walked in the studio and was raving, guess what I did this weekend? I saw Dolly.
Yes.
We're like, she's here again?
She was just here about
I
a month or
know,
so
I
ago.
Here at the Wilmington Public Library.
We have that little cutout, in our lobby, and everyone likes to. You take a picture with it. You really feel like
You
you're
feel
with
like
it.
she's there, right?
Yes,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's the best.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck to you on the rest
Thank
of your
you. Thank you
tour.
so much. We really appreciate
Absolutely,
it. Thanks.
absolutely.
What's up, everyone? It's your main man, Big Ob, the talk of the town, Mr. DETVCH.com, and I'm here with my wonderful and amazing co-host,
Vincenza.
We just stopped by to tell you to be sure, if you want any information on what's going on in Wilmington and to meet some dynamic people doing some amazing and great things, be sure to watch us live on Good Morning Wilmington on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10 p.m.,
Oh, Ivan, 10 a.m.
which he said, 10 a.m.
Listen to me. That's why he has me here. But yes, tune in live, 10 a.m. Monday and Wednesday on Good Morning Wilmington.
DETVCH.com.